Wait, are we?
We are live. Welcome
didn't
to the
get no
Ranger
countdown or
wrap-up.
anything.
We are here live.
Were you watching the screen, Corey? I said I'm pushing the intro. It's a 5-second intro. The show's been going on for how many years?
91 seconds.
Look here, I haven't even been here for you.
But you haven't been watching the show?
I can't hear you guys. I can't hear anything.
You haven't been watching the show?
What?
No? All right, cool.
We're not really live, are we?
Yeah, we are.
Are we for reals?
Yeah.
Because I can't. All right, so we're here live in Manhattan Beach, California at the Comic Book. Thank you so much for joining us, spending your Saturday with us. Jez, what's your line?
It's Saturday. Go fuck yourself. Nah, I'm fucking kidding with you. You could be anywhere. I don't want to do it anymore, man.
Welcome to the Ranger wrap-up. There's a lot to talk about this week. A lot's been going on for the last couple of weeks in the Power Ranger world. But Jezzer, how...
Can't hear you because you're not talking to the mic.
Even when
That's
I talk
how-
into the mic,
that's how-
I can't hear myself even when I'm
Maybe
talking
you're-
into it. I'll give you these.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot's been going on for the last couple of weeks, but Jezzer, how's your week been?
So it was fine until getting here. Fucking traffic sucks.
I know, it's been
And
terrible.
it's always, you know what it is? It's always a fucking Prius. So if you drive every single week, if you drive a fucking Prius, there is a special place in the hell for you. And
In the hell?
in hell for you.
In the hells?
You know, spend another $40,000 getting a fucking Tesla because you fucking Prius motherfuckers suck balls.
Well, that was Jezzer's rants. Now, Corey, how's your week been?
Same old. No, I got some new toys though.
Oh, you got some new toys?
I got
like
the
new
was
sex
very
toys?
sarcastic.
You
That
got
was
some new
very-
sex toys or something?
Very sarcastic. What new toys did you get, Corey?
Kishiuo.
Huh?
Bless you.
Kishiuo.
What is
Translation,
that?
man. What is that?
That's the Megazord for Ryu Soldier.
Okay, just say
I just said it, goddammit.
Just say that the first
We're
time,
on a
man.
fucking Ranger show. You don't know what the Kishiuo is?
No, man, I don't.
Get your
fucking-
life together, dude.
Hey, what do you?
Quit
what's
complaining
the,
about the Prius and get your life together.
Hey, what is the difference between me and our viewers?
Huh? I don't know.
I would say probably about a foot.
Probably. Hey, don't get me started there, Cypher.
The truth is, you're into collecting the things you like.
Yeah.
Like, you don't take it as seriously. Certain people.
No, I won't say that. I do.
Do you really take your collecting seriously?
Well, no, it's only once a year. Every San Diego Comic-Con, when the NECA figures come out, and I got screwed over last year.
Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I did.
What happened? Let's relive that story.
I don't know what happened, Migdalia.
What happened at
there's-
Jezzer's Ninja Turtle toys?
Oh, they're not gonna open for a little bit, you know. And then so we went super late, and they sold out. So it's fine.
I remember that. Jezzer was so defeated in the press in the room. Like, he was so mad.
And then Johnny said he would get him in early next day, and he didn't wake his ass up.
No,
You didn't wake up?
no, she was gonna do it, so she could have done it. Cause I was like 2 months. I was like 2 miles away.
Guys, Power Morphicon is upon us.
It is.
In like 6 months.
Yeah, but
But
we
the lot's
keep
been
saying
coming out. The
yeah,
lot's
we
been coming
we
out.
said that last time. We're like, oh, it's coming out. It's 6 months away, and then it went by. It came like
Came in
super
a
quick.
flash.
Yeah, stop doing that, man. I'm not ready. For
I know, I'm not ready for it either. Are you honestly, like, when you think about Power Morphicon, one out of two things goes through your head, I'm sure.
What?
One is, for sure, like, is it, I'm going to have a good time like I did in the past, or is the other, like, fuck, I have to deal with a lot of fucking idiots?
The latter, I think.
Well, I mean, and granted, in fairness to Jezzer, last year, it was the idiots he had to deal with were from our own crew. Like, you were so mad about
Yeah.
so many things.
So if he's watching right now, he's probably sharing it on Facebook groups. Watch them live. JD. Yeah.
You were so mad.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Look, I am a person, and it sucks because I work with a lot of people like this, that if you're not carrying your weight and I get blamed for that shit, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, but we're in a better place now. We're in a new world now, so things are a lot
Yeah,
better.
so Corey, you better carry your weight. Carry your weight. Actually, no, Corey recorded a panel for
You
us
did help
last
us
year.
out a lot. And you actually
Yeah.
helped us load in the Megazord last
Yes,
year.
you did. Corey helped a lot.
Remember
I
that?
was doing a lot of shit, and you guys didn't.
Rather
use my
than
Literal heavy
JD,
lifting.
who was over at Bubba Gump's, and we're trying to put that fucking Megazord in the truck.
You were so mad.
Dude, yeah.
That Megazord was a pain in the ass to break down, though. I was with you on that. That was bad.
Dahlia said, "Stop being so aggressive."
All right, let's talk
That's
about
what
something.
sets me apart from all the other fucking Ranger creators, man.
Wait, let's talk about this for a second, Jezzer, because I want to tap into your anger a little bit.
What?
You are very vocal in Ranger Facebook groups.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that set you off very easily.
Yeah, stupidity.
Give me the top thing that sets you off when you see it in a Facebook group.
I think one of the big things is people bringing up things. Let's say they keep talking about MMPR, like things. Oh, did you guys notice this? Did you guys notice this? Yeah, it's been out for fucking 25 years. We don't have to have the 1,200 posts about the same fucking shit. And then when when actual real current news comes up, oh, it's fake. It's fucking fake. It's fake news. Fake.
It's
news.
funny because it's not what I thought it was gonna be. I thought you were gonna say when people say it was a port game or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh,
that
well, Corey, we'll have a conversation. Corey says it's not a port game.
I don't know about video games in that way, but I played both games.
Okay.
And they're hella different.
They're hella different because one is rock, paper, scissors, and one has buttons, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they use the models, then maybe. But
Yeah, the models and the sprites are exactly the fucking.
It's still different enough.
Have you guys ever
what
worked
the
a table
fuck is
before?
going on here? It's a table. I mean, these things have been created for years. It's not that hard to put together. How many people does it take to put a table together? Two.
Not even. They can't even do it with two people.
Ah, Jesus.
So that sets you off. That sets you off a lot with the Ranger community. Also, I like really digging into some of your anger. With what are some of
You
the,
like dissecting the anger?
Well, it's mainly because I want people to understand where it's coming from. Because I don't want people to think, and I'm sure a lot of you that know Jezza in person know that it's not true. But I don't want people to think he's just going off on people to do it. Because he's not going off on people to do it. He has actual reason behind it. But what are some of the things that set you off when you see specific comments about? Because like there's certain things that I'll notice in certain groups in the Illuminati inner circle. There's certain things people will post and you'll rip them to shreds. Or you'll be
I've been pretty tame lately.
Yeah,
it's because I got more.
What are some of those things that are like, all right, this it's a trigger for you?
I actually what from what you see, what is it? Because I can't. It doesn't.
It's certain people specifically, but it's also I think that like you get set off by. It's almost like when you're a kid, you ever ask your parents very obvious questions, you know that they're tired of answering it. I feel like that's you. Like you're the parent that a lot of kids have, like they'll ask you things, you're like, oh, we've answered this like 900.
Yeah, just check the record. I mean, the freaking facts are right there. Stop asking the same fucking questions. Stop reposting the same fucking shit. We seen it. We seen it. Is that fucking Craig Robinson meme? I seen it.
Hey, you know what? This is actually a great comment. By the way, thank you guys for joining us and let us know where you're from. This is actually a really good comment because it's something that a lot of the talk of not just topical talk has been talked about is coronavirus. Do you think Morphicon will get canceled because of coronavirus? It's literally in our chat right now.
Oh, I think that maybe a small portion of people won't be able to make it because of that. I mean,
I don't disagree.
The travel bans coming up.
Do you think travel bans are going to happen?
Yeah, I think they're already starting to happen. Wow. Actually, where I live, so people flying in from Italy and Asia are being rerouted to one of the military bases where I live, and they have a quarantine zone where they emptied out a barracks just for them. Wow.
Yeah, they have one where I'm at too, the March Air Force Base.
March Air Force Base, yeah. That's where my ex-girlfriend used to work.
There's no bitterness there. Let's talk about something. You talked about collectibles earlier on, Corey.
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to give you the virus. Come here.
You bought a new toy. I get it.
Yes.
I want to talk about the leaked Wave 6 line.
Ooh, I need to find a picture.
Yeah, with the code names and stuff.
Yeah, last week we speculated on who we personally thought it was going to be. Actually, none of the Rangers of what we speculated on are actually in this line.
Yes.
So let's talk. Oh, actually,
Yeah, they are.
Zach is.
And we said Zeo Red. I said
you did say Zeo
Yeah.
Red. I didn't. I didn't think that was going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the Blue Ranger from that season. So let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about this line.
Okay.
You guys happy with it? By the way, you can find that on Illuminerdi.com.
Yes, that's where I'm going right now.
I mean, I haven't been disappointed. I mean, whatever we get is whatever we get. I'm not ever going to be like, oh, fuck this line, you know? I mean, I'm glad we're getting something.
Jezzer, you're very selective on who you're going to collect. Are you getting all 4 of these, or are you picking and selecting?
Well, here's the thing. So I don't think the Yellow Ranger is in Space Yellow Ranger. I think it's Zoe Beast Morphers.
I think it's Ashley.
I don't think so. I mean, it might be. You know Tracy, so it might be, but I don't know.
Well, Tracy doesn't even know. I've been talking to them about it. They don't even know.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this because we got the Red Zeo Ranger. This would be Tommy's third figure in the line. Time, Jason. Do you think that the Red Zeo Ranger is a smart move? I mean, it is a Red Rangers. Red Rangers usually sell decently. Is the Red Zeo Ranger a smart move for Wave 6?
You got to keep Tommy in the line. Our Power Rangers is going to die as a franchise.
And
they skipped him with the current line that's going to be coming out, right? He's not.
We had Dragon.
No. The next one.
Yeah, that was Billy, Trey,
Oh yeah.
And then they had the RPM Red. They had
RPM Red.
not SPD Red. SPD Red.
Yes.
So he wasn't in that line either.
No.
So I mean, they're taking, but they had the Dragon Dagger, so they're taking some risk by not putting him in every line, but you're gonna run out of.
You gotta have a new Tommy toy every.
You
line.
think so? 'Cause I feel like they're leaning really hard into Austin St. John's Jason. I know there's only so many you can make of him.
Yeah, because he doesn't have too much going on.
Right, but I think that with really what it comes down to is the OG Rangers. I think it's smart putting Zach in there, but this also completes the line of the original Mighty Morphin Rangers.
Yes.
At least the original 5.
Yes.
I hope do you think they're gonna make a new Zach head or just?
No, I
gonna
hope
use
it's
the
the one
same
with the
head.
dreads. I wish it was, but I don't think it will be. But what I do hope, do you think we're going to get a regular Green Ranger instead of the Fighting Spirit Ranger?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Everybody's gonna flip their shit.
Well, this is pure speculation. What if at San Diego Comic-Con, their exclusive could be a Green Ranger with a lot more bells and whistles to that packaging, like a lot more bells and whistles into that a lot more props
On top of the Lightning Collection?
So me and Toku Chris had a great conversation earlier this week. I'm not going to reveal what we talked about, but I will reveal this. I didn't know this, and he actually educated me on a lot of what Toylands do, and I didn't know this. There's an allocated budget for what they can spend on the line. One of the reasons why the Ranger Slayer doesn't have a head is because of how much accessories they're giving her. So there's an allocated budget on how much they can spend. And I think that's very interesting going forward because if you look at the Draken line with the Gold Ranger, the Gold Dino Charge Ranger, a lot of people were like, well, how come his neck is gold and not white? Well, the allocated budget went to Draken. A lot of that went to Draken's detail. And they had to skip out on some of that budget somewhere else. So with that being said, it makes a little bit more sense now if you look at that, especially that Wave 2.
Yeah.
Came out with Magna Defender. Magna Defender's a very detailed figure.
Very detailed.
Very detailed. And I know that we were like, oh, how come Mike didn't get ahead? Well, maybe, I think a lot of that may have to do with the budgetary restraints
I mean,
that Hasbro had.
I would have been excited because the Magna Defender, the figure, have you seen it?
I've seen it.
It's nice. It's really nice. I would have loved for it to have like the moving parts like the Zack figure had, where if you have the Zack figure's axe, you can move you can move that thing. So imagine if they made that gun like parts moving and you can change
They gave you 2 guns.
They give you a sword and a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that for as much as I wanted the Mike head too, I personally think that Magna Defender figure might be the best out of the whole Lightning collection so far.
The Shadow Ranger is pretty cool too.
It is really cool.
Yes.
That's a great point, actually, Jessica. It is really cool.
Yeah, I think the auxiliary rangers are like they're putting a lot of work into them. With the regular line, the regular team rangers, the mold is all the same. It's just the paint jobs that need to be changed. Except for like, of course, with Dino Charge, you have a few extra pieces here and there, but mainly the bodies are pretty much the same. It's all in the paint job. Because I've seen some really cool custom paint jobs on some of these.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a Goldar one that I really.
Yeah.
But honestly, Goldar might be the best paint job just naturally.
Yeah, Goldar was nice. Actually, I really like the gold on Abraham's figure.
Yeah, surprisingly
it was really
enough,
good.
because that's the actual gold it should be.
Yeah.
I think they skipped out a little bit when we got to the Gold Ranger from Zeo, even the Gold Ranger from Dino Charge. I think that there's a little bit of a drop in the paint jobs. Dude, I can't wait to announce. I don't know if I can be the one to announce it, but I can't. There's stuff in Power Rangers right now that I want to announce. But man, once you guys know what it is, you guys are gonna flip for it. Especially you as a collector, Corey.
You tell us.
I'll tell you. Yeah, it's in the black.
Is it more in the black book?
But
Are you gonna give something to the channel from the black book? Maybe just a little tidbit.
Let's put all the secrets of the Black Book on the website.
Actually, you know what? If you go to the website, you might find little clues to what else is in the black book.
That's actually true.
Yes.
It's actually true. I'm excited though for Wave 6. I mean, I think that's a cool line to really have. Let's talk about Grum. We didn't talk about Grum a little bit.
I don't know if that's gonna be a thing. That's an ugly ass.
Well, that's the biggest rumor going around, and that's the one that's more speculation than anything else. But Grum is the rumored character. Now, the positive sides about Grum, including Grum in the the Wave, is that it's another villain. We don't have very many villains in the Wave. I think that's one thing that's really cool. Granted, I think that it might be a weaker character, but I do like the fact that he's still an SPD character that they're kind of doing. I hope they do SPD, the henchmen that were in that season as well.
Oh, the blue heads,
Yeah.
whatever they're called. They just call them blue heads.
But I hope that's one of the things as well. Now, Corey, are you satisfied with what Wave 6 is shaping up to be?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, so long as we're getting something, and it's always been so mixed up. So I'm just like, ooh, like, you know, what like a Gashapon toy. It's like, oh, what am I gonna get? I don't know. Click.
How do you say it? Like I've seen like it's Gashupon.
Gashapon.
What does that mean?
Gashapon.
It's a little egg, the little
The capsule toy.
yeah.
Are those the ones that are in Japan? The ones that are
Yeah.
in the Sentai?
They're everywhere, dude.
Those are actually for what they are. They're very detailed, though.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
But the only shitty part, I mean, was it you that brought me back one? And somebody brought me back one, and I had to put the stickers on every little.
Yeah,
like,
Japanese candy
Oh,
toys.
that
are
might have been-
That was
no
what I was
joke.
talking about. Yeah.
That might have been JD that he probably got it from Little Tokyo though.
Yeah, somebody got me one. I was like, man, there's so many stickers.
They had a few Gashupon Kutamas. They're pretty decent.
Yeah, the freaking Sentai Robo mini paws.
Fun fact from Toku Chris, and I love talking to Toku Chris. Speculate that Generator is actually Goldar because that's interesting. So it might not be Grum, it could be Goldar. The original Wave 5 listing had SPC Vulcan at one point, and it was changed out for Zeo Gold. SPC Vulcan was the same code name used for Goldar at GameStop. Very interesting.
Really?
Now instead of Grum, this could be Goldar.
Like a mass release Goldar.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot easier to get Goldar now, but a mass release Goldar like that would be pretty cool.
Something needs to be different.
No.
about
You're
it.
not going to get a mass release Goldar at this point. 'Cause
I
you're
already
not
got a
Goldar.
freaking Goldar.
What if because I don't know if it's in the footage, but in the
Hey, can you get me another one, Josh?
if they're doing the crossover, right? In the
Oh, the Neo Goldar.
Neo Griffa, yeah.
Neo
What if
Griffazor.
yeah, what if they do that? I don't know.
By the way, in the article that I wrote about that new toy line, I credit Toku Chris's website, PWRRNG.
Power Rangers without
Power
the
Rangers
vowels.
without the vowels. Check that website out. He was the one that deciphered it. That guy is the wind talker
Yeah.
of cracking.
He must have had a great time over at
I love
Toy
that dude.
Fair.
I want him to call in. I don't have headphones, so I couldn't hear him. I can't hear.
Oh,
But
we have extra headphones. I just need to take a step.
that's fine. But I would love for him to call in because there's so much I want to talk about with the toy line. I think that's a big part of what's going on. You satisfied right now with what Hasbro's doing with the toy line?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't want to say it's the same as what Bandai was doing. Well, it's a lot. It's almost like what Bandai is doing, but a little bit smaller. Because Bandai.
You mean on
was doing,
scale or you mean on production?
scale?
Okay.
Because when Bandai was doing their legacy stuff, they're just wilding out, and then they had like the Morpher, Dragon Dagger, and then they had all these figures, and the Megazord. But with Hasbro, they seem to be taking their time with it. I mean, they're giving you figures, they're giving you detailed figures, and they're giving you more diverse figures, diverse meaning in characters, and they're not just like stroking Mighty Morphin all the time.
Now, and that's a problem you have is stroking the Mighty Morphin, I guess, legacy, right?
Yeah, I mean it's too much. Like, you know, it'd be nice if they took some chances.
Now, with them taking chances, I mean, this is way better. What does that mean for you, though? Like them taking chances? Like, are you? Because I know you're not really big into the cosplays or the cosplay side of toys. Like you're probably not gonna get the Dragon Dagger.
Not you mean? Oh, you mean the role playing toys?
Yeah, you're not really into that.
Well, I got
Besides a Morpher.
I got the original Dragon Dagger when it first came out,
The legacy.
the Legacy one. It was pretty cool, and then I sold it. I think the Morphers I like, the OG Morphers, like the Zeonizer I still have.
Do you think that Hasbro can really add, if they were to make Morphers, can they add anything to what Bandai already did? Because I feel like Bandai executed that so well.
The thing is, the Zeonizer didn't have the voices of the actors, which was lame. But then the Gold Ranger Zeonizer had ASJ's voice.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So, do you want that? Do you want the voices of the actors?
No, I don't even like it when the Sentai Artisan puts them in there.
Yeah.
It's like it's too much.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
too
like
much.
in the show, you don't hear their voices coming out.
Yeah,
the
I mean
Morphers.
it's cool because the Super Sentai Artisan Astro Morpher, you can like hold it up and talk, and you'll be like hey old man, and the dude will respond to you. You know.
Which one? The
The Astromorpher Power Rangers of Space Mega Ranger.
oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's that they have a play pattern to it, so it's just not a morpher just reciting lines from the show.
I would love to chat with Toku Chris. Let me know if you're available to talk live. Oh, you unplugged me. Okay, got it. I would love for you to talk live. If you're available to do that, Toku Chris, let us know in the chat, and we will totally set that up. I want to move on real quick from collectibles to the next season, which is going to be the adaptation of Ryu Soldier. Adaptation. Of Ryu Soldier. Right now, we have casting sites that were leaked by No Pink Spandex. Now, a lot of you guys, or a lot of people that I saw on Twitter were saying, well, these are the same casting sides as Beast Morphers. You're right. And, he said, give me a couple. He's down. You're right. No Pink Spandex did actually have the real casting breakdown, or sorry, not breakdowns, casting sides along with information on where the new season's shooting and all that great stuff. So No Pink Spandex, congratulations. They broke that news. Now I want to depict this a little bit. I want to dive into this a little bit. A lot of people, and I wrote this in an article as well, a lot of people have to realize that the reason why they did that is more so to get the chemistry right and make sure the actors are right for the role, more so than adapting those actual sides. And I want to make sure that's very clear. Now, I did hear a fascinating rumor this week.
What's that?
Is that I know a lot of people want to audition for Power Rangers this year, but I heard it's actually going to be closed auditions this year.
Invite only?
Invite only, or unless you have representation, they're only seeing those folks. The only reason I kind of know that is because I do know somebody that has been asked to audition.
Do I know them?
You do.
Oh,
She
nice.
was oh, dang, I forgot to text her.
Oh, you should have her call in.
I should do that now.
Talk about the audition process. Well, I mean, she did on our old channel, but
Yes, I meant to text her today because I was supposed to. She's helping me with something.
yeah. Hey, Corey. Sorry.
Yes, my name
brain
is
fart,
Corey.
Corey.
C-O-R-E-Y.
Have you ever thought about auditioning?
Yes, but I'm not an actor.
Yeah.
Just audition because I want to be a Power Ranger, but I'm not an actor, so I'm not gonna make a fool of myself.
How? See, oh, you know what that is though. That's not. I don't want to say realism, but it's self-awareness. I guess.
Yeah.
Self-awareness, something that I know a lot of fans don't have.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
But nothing against those. Nothing against those fans that do want to audition.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing against it, but don't. I don't know. Just don't invest so much into it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying, and you try and you try and you try, but like, I'm not good at math. No matter how fucking hard I study, that shit is not gonna click for me.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like that concept, you know?
One thing that comes to mind when it comes to like auditioning for stuff is the first few seasons of American Idol, where they intentionally let people through auditions just for the jokes. Like, and realistically, he says that a lot. Realistically,
I say that a lot.
oh, you do.
It's me.
There's maybe 5 to 6 rounds before you actually get in front of the actual judges, right? So yeah, they're trying to it's for show.
I mean, I think when Power Rangers we counted, well, me and Maverick counted last time. There was about 5 rounds.
Yeah, 5
or
rounds.
6 rounds together.
Yeah, but this isn't American Idol, so they're not going to be trying to waste their time with like all these people that want to audition, and they know that they aren't what they're looking for. Yeah. So maybe that's the reason for the change, to weed out some of the riffraff, or like they don't have time, you know.
Yeah.
They don't have time for it.
And especially they're starting so late because of whatever is going on at Hasbro.
Yeah, they're starting
They're
so late.
Trying
so
to get to the point and let's move.
Exactly. And in my opinion, I think that they're already just picking through the pool of people that have auditioned before that they invested a lot of time into.
Yeah.
And they're going to be working off of that versus trying to like a worldwide search for cast members, you know? So like, I know it sucks for some fans because they want to audition for it, but they're trying to save time and money.
Well, I think this one is looking to be a little bit different from what I've been told. Currently is that they are going to at the very least start the casting very private.
Yeah.
And I know that somebody has their stuff ready to go. All right, Toku Chris is ready whenever we are.
Okay.
I know that they are supposed to reach out next week to well, I'm going to say just Maverick. So I know that they're trying to bring her back. Now, granted, Maverick made it to the very finals of the last Power Ranger season.
So Ninja still?
No, Beast Morphers.
Beast Morphers first.
Oh.
Yeah.
She made it to the very finals, and then to the point where they even brought her in to audition for the villain, to Roxy's role. So I know
give me
she
a
got
second.
very far,
Hold on, Tokyo Chris. I'm gonna figure.
and it was literally between her and what's her
Zoe.
name? No.
Oh, Roxy.
Roxy. What was the actress's name?
Liana.
Liana.
No, it was her and Zoe first, and then her and Liana.
It was her and Jacqueline, and then her and Liana. So I do know that she got very far. So now she's coming back to audition for this last season, or sorry, not last season. This most recent season that's been announced. So that is going to be a thing. But I do know it's closed auditions at least to begin with.
Which is fine.
But we're going to see where all this goes.
Tokyo Chris, give me a second. Skype's being weird.
I can hear all your clicking. In
Yeah.
your mic.
Now I want to move on to a new subject real quick. Let's take a couple comments. Actually, you guys are in here, giving us your all. Flash says, "Hey Joe, I wanted to thank you for revealing the cast news. You're welcome. But thank No Pink Spandex. They're the ones that broke it. They got Stanky Boy. He says if Abercrombie won't hire you, Power Rangers won't hire you. Simple as that. That's actually
Who
not.
said that?
That's not untrue. Stanky Boy is.
That's not
untrue.
untrue.
Lupin Green says, why do you think that no official announcement for Power Rangers casting is yet to be announced when there's less than a month, supposedly, according to what No Pink Spandex posted?
Well, exactly.
Why do you think that no official announcement for Power? I don't think that casting is necessarily a thing that companies announce. Like right now, we let's just use Marvel for something. Right now, Marvel is not officially saying, "Hey, we're casting the next She-Hulk." It's something that insiders get a hold of, and it becomes a sensationalized story, which is exactly what's happening with Power Rangers. Flash says, "Hey Joe, so do you know where the self-tapes would go? I know I shouldn't have high hopes, but I just wanted to know." Yes, but I can't. I'm not at liberty to reveal that information. But I will say that anybody that's thinking about auditioning right now, they're looking for people with agents or representation, or it's invite only currently. That's what it is right now, from what I've heard. So I think that Hasbro's handling this just a little bit different. Hassan Ahmed, hey, thank you so much for joining the show. We appreciate you coming on. Do you think Hasbro will do casting reveals at PMC or usual, or do you think something different? I actually do think they are going to reveal the new cast in Morphicon. Corey, what do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
I think so. I mean, that's a staple for their panels, right?
Yeah, since Megaforce.
Yeah, that's a staple. Like Forever Red's a staple for their panel. Like whatever. Oh, we have a numerous amount of Pink Rangers here. That's a panel. We have a bunch of Blue Rangers. We have at least 10 Blue Rangers here. That's a panel. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a shout out to John Gatewood. He's a great writer here at the Illuminerdi. He just wrote a great article about who possibly might be directing the movie. So if you want to go check that out, that is theilluminerdi.com.
Yep.
John Gatewood is crushing it.
Hey, Toku, Chris, Skype, something's going on with Skype, so I DM'd you on Twitter my phone number so you can call in.
Now, I do want to talk about another piece of news which made a lot of headlines in the Power Ranger community. Jezer was actually one of the first people to post it.
Posted in our group.
Posted in our group.
Someone posted it. I don't remember the original poster.
But we were the first ones to make an article.
Yeah, but we made an article. What's his name?
Samuel Benta.
Samuel Benta from
Overdrive.
Operation Overdrive.
Yep. I don't know how.
Well, let's set him up with the backstory first. Samuel Benta was originally at Power Morphicon 1 way back in like 2007.
2007 was Power Morphicon 1?
In Los Angeles.
Were any of you guys
Yeah,
there?
it was
I
like
was
a
not.
Make-A-Wish thing. It was
Right.
before
Okay.
it was official.
Oh, before Scott had his
So,
hands on it.
yeah.
Then now there's always been rumors floating around the community that that Samuel Benta was the one that stole this banner that was signed by all these Legacy Rangers along with the newer cast. At the time was Operation Overdrive. And to the point where he was banned from Power Morphicon. Now, this is the first time that Samuel Benta, who played Will on Overdrive, has actually divulged any information on it. And it's quite an interesting listen for his YouTube channel. It's on his YouTube channel. It's also an article at theilluminerdi.com. Go check that out. I really want to dig into this a little bit because there's a lot to kind of
maybe
unpack
Toku Chris
here.
will know a few
Yeah.
information, backstory on some of this.
So there's a lot to unpack here. Now, Corey, were you at Morphicon 1?
No.
Okay. Are you familiar with the story?
Yes.
Now, when you were told this story, because this has been one of these, I don't want to say urban legends, but it's definitely been a story that's been sensationalized throughout the Morphicon, but sensationalized throughout the Power Ranger community. Where did you first hear about the story, and what were your initial thoughts?
It was like from my the group of friends that I used to hang with back in the day, and I kind of made the joke because his character was the spy thief of the Power Ranger team. I was like, yeah, that sounds like him. So I mean, I just thought it was jokes, but at the same time, like, what would possess him to take that?
Yeah,
You know
we
what I
have
mean?
Toku Chris on the line. Toku, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Can you guys hear him?
No, we cannot.
I heard it. I can hear him.
Yeah. Hello?
I can't hear him.
Uh-oh.
I'm here.
There
Oh,
we go. I
there
can
he
hear
is.
now.
We can hear you. So,
Sweet.
do you know any information, like backstory to what had happened back in 2007?
With the whole Benta thing.
Yeah, with the Bento thing.
So I did some research on it when his video came out a few days ago,
Yeah.
just to kind of keep myself up to date on that story.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he went on the some of the guys, some of the old timers over on Ranger Board used to do a podcast called Ranger Cast.
Okay.
And I guess after the show, they had one of the organizers, and that was back when it was the whole Make-A-Wish Foundation, like they, the pink shirts and stuff like that. Like DMC, it wasn't under Scott or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
And the story they gave was that Benta took the banner to like get autographs or something like that, and then they asked for the banner back towards the end of the show, and he refused to give it back. And the original story was that he said he was going to keep it as a souvenir, and this was allegedly after, because I guess he had like a rap concert at the convention,
Okay.
because he's a rapper, and no one showed up, and he was really angry about that. And this is his way of just like keeping a memento or something from the show. And they asked for it back. He said no. He was going to keep it. And then past that is kind of when the story starts getting diluted, and people are saying that he admitted to taking it, that he wasn't going to sell it, he was just going to keep it. And that's kind of the only backstory there really is. Like, it's really tough to verify any of it, because I don't believe any of those people from that first Power Morphicon that organized the show are even active in the community at all.
Yeah, yeah.
The story that I walk away with now is, if he says he doesn't do it, that he didn't do it, then cool. That's his side of the story. And now that's the narrative has shifted from the way it was to what his narrative is now, because no one can counterpoint it.
Yeah.
And
no one to corroborate his story.
The only question marks I do have is there are people who did ask him about it, and he either blocked them on social media. And then I was talking to Dan Pierce. He used to run the podcast Dan's Toku Rants, a buddy of mine. They actually were going to have him on their podcast, and they were submitting questions to him beforehand. And one of the questions was about the banner, and he stopped responding to him and just ghosted them at that point, and never obviously did the interview.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, it's something that you can be kind of working on. I don't know if it ruins the deal.
So as soon as the story came out, I usually, as I do for a lot of the Power Rangers, I reach out to them on any form of social media, and I pitched to him having him call in this week, and he was very open to it at the very beginning, and I just started asking him some questions about like his location, his availability, and he was just very I don't know what's the word, how do you describe,
Well,
defensive.
let's put it the cards on the table.
Okay.
Samuel Benta, if you are watching, I don't know if you are, I don't know if you're going to be. You have an open invitation to come here. I'm not and listen, it's not my style to grill somebody. The fans just want clarification. The truth be told, if it's a case of mistaken identity, whatever it may be, We want to bring you back into the Power Ranger community, but we want to clear the air.
Yeah.
We want to clear the air officially. If there's an open invitation for you, more than welcome to come to the show. Now, we know that you're in London. I'm in LA. But here's the thing. I go to London all the time. So if you even want to do a sit-down interview in London, I will do it.
Nice.
So really, the ball's in your court. I was literally in London 2 weeks ago. So the reason I say that is because I don't want to make any excuses for us not being able to get to you. I can get to you any way you want, whether that's a Skype call from us in Los Angeles or whether it be me going out to London to talk to you.
Yeah.
Either way, we can make it happen.
Because I mean, look, I'm not siding with anybody, but everybody has a story. Like there's always three stories out there.
3 sides to every story.
Yeah, 3 sides to every story, and I think that it kind of came out of nowhere. And like I don't know. I don't keep up with a lot of what's going on in the deep side of the community. Have there been any rumblings about like that situation? How did this? Does anybody know why it came back up?
No, I don't know. Toku Chris, can you talk to us a little bit about that? That's a great question. Is that
why did it?
First and foremost, how has the community kind of reacted to Samuel's side of the story?
It's a weird reaction, in my opinion. And the only reason I say it's weird is because the 13-year-old story that was pretty much one-sided and pretty much assumed guilt, right? You know, I mean, it's not like the guy's not on social media. He just never talked about it. The reason it came back up is because he posted a YouTube video explaining his side of the story. Mm-hmm. And as far as community reaction, you have... There's a very vocal group who say he's innocent. He says he didn't do it. He didn't do it. It's time to bring him back. You know, lift the ban at Power Morphicon. Let's get him back in the community. There's other people that say, yo, you know, if I got accused of doing something like that, I wouldn't have waited 13 years to say something about it.
Great point.
You know, so what's that really say? And there's some people that think that this is just an attempt to, you know, try to clap at trying to get to like a PMC or trying to get back in the convention circuit. Which, in my opinion, doesn't make sense because, and Joe, you probably have more ears to the ground on this one, but there's not a lot of demand currently in the convention scene for any Ranger actors not Mighty Morphin.
That's absolutely
100%. 100. I've spoken to
a lot less.
Yeah.
A lot less of the other actors from other seasons, including current seasons, getting invited to shows.
You couldn't be more right about that.
Hey, even a few MMPR actors are having a hard time getting con circuit.
100% right. That's a very accurate statement. It's very difficult for a lot of these actors to get booked on.
But I mean, I understand from the convention side. As far as recognition wise, let's say they're not trying to cater to just the Power Ranger community as filling in their guests for their budget, right? So if you're trying to appeal to a large masses, a large amount of people watched MMPR versus just a small amount, like not small amount, but like a smaller portion of that group that continued 25, 26 years later, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense why MMPR is why people want it so much. But there are some small cons that, you know, they have the budget, a lot of these Rangers are very accessible, like through social media, through their Facebook pages, and you know, a lot of cons are always looking to fill out their guest spots with people that are recognizable, and you know that these other Rangers are very accessible. So
I mean, that's why Power Morphicon is the success it is because when you're a specific Power Ranger fan, that's where you can meet most of the actors. Mm-hmm. It's getting very few and far between. You can do that at any just random convention at this point.
Yeah.
Corey, I have a question for you.
Yes.
With the situation that Samuel Benta coming back into the community, what are your thoughts on it?
I don't even like Overdrive, so I don't really. I don't have
now,
too
Samuel
much
Benta, when you come on our show, don't let Corey be the deterrent.
If he does come on our show, Corey's not going to be on the show. He'll be.
Man, your show sucked, man. What's up with that?
I have to say I haven't watched it. I haven't seen it.
I have.
I've only seen that one episode, or is it 2 or 1?
It's 2 episodes.
2 episodes of Once a Ranger.
Yeah.
That's it. And when I was watching it, I was like, I don't get what's going on. But you know,
I mean, It's not one of the best, but you know what? It's a part of the. It's
The
a part of
suits look
fandom.
cool. I like the suits.
Yeah.
I like the suits.
I think that there is, just like any other season, there's highlights in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not one of the. It's not one of the. I guess it's not one of the stronger seasons according to many fans. Now let's dive into something different because
We got Toku Chris here.
That's what I was just gonna lean
Last
towards.
week, you were at Toy Fair.
yeah.
How was the environment there for the Ranger fans? Was there a big group of people just excited for?
Wait, before you answer that, I wanna talk about the Kamen Rider meetup that you kind of put on.
Okay, yeah.
Chat me up about that.
So the Team Rider meetup, so to speak.
Yes.
So for those who don't follow Kamen Rider or anything like that, and try to TLDR this as much as I can. So there's a company called Bluefin Brands, right? And
Yes.
for years, they've been the company that helps import for domestic release, like the SH Figuarts, like the Kamen Rider. They did all the Power Rangers stuff when it was Super Sentai. They brought it over and repackaged it as Power Rangers. They were doing that. And they did that for many years. And then last year, they were actually officially like bought out, like 70% wise or whatever, by Bandai Namco. So they're actually now officially part of Bandai.
Ooh, Bluefin? Nice.
Bluefin is, yes, they're officially a Bandai company. They're not independent anymore. So after that happened, it's been about a year now. I had someone at Bluefin reach out to me with the intent of wanting to get more Kamen Rider product made available to fans in the U.S. and Canada.
Cool.
And the only way we could do that was to show that there was a demand for it. So we spent months and months and months doing polls on websites and just, Twitter blasting everything we could just to get like some numbers and stuff like that. So we did it on Toku Nation. They were working with Tokusatsu Network. I think they were doing a couple Facebook groups, just trying to get as much feedback as they could. And over time, it worked. Like, that's why we're getting like the CSM Kamen Rider belts brought over. Those high-end, like $200, $300, $400 belts is due in part because they show that there was fans that were willing to buy it and who said that they were willing to buy it. And based on pre-orders, are buying it. So that's great. So as it got bigger and more successful, it went from just being a couple guys working on it at Bluefin as a side project to actually getting a brand manager and actually becoming a brand at Bluefin, which is headed by David Clark, great guy. And he is the brand manager for Team Riders, what they're calling themselves.
Oh, nice.
So when he found out I was going to be at Toy Fair, the idea was, well, hey, let's see if we can get, New York's a big place. Let's see how many people we can get together. We'll do a big meetup and we'll take a picture. And if it's a nice big meetup, that's something, Bandai Japan was really, really excited having, I think it was Dustin, he's the Next Decade on Twitter, at Anime Expo. He showed up in cosplay, and apparently like executives of Bandai Japan were just completely floored that someone in the U.S. was cosplaying as a Kamen Rider. And it's not that they don't think Kamen Rider fans exist worldwide, they just didn't think there was anyone that passionate in the U.S. that cared about Kamen Rider. Because remember, it's failed twice over here as the U.S. adaptation.
I like that.
So,
Why are you laughing? I like
So-
Dragon Knight.
I'm just
Yeah, I
thinking
like
about our
Dragon Knight
version
too. I
of
thought it was
Kamen
pretty
Rider.
good,
That's
but-
all it is.
Yeah. There's
but yeah, so
yeah.
we ended up getting, it started as a, hey, let's do this and see how many people are interested. And then I made like a Facebook event or whatever just to try to get the awareness out, promoted it and so forth. And slowly but surely the numbers kept going up and going up and going up and going up. And we decided to make it a bigger deal. So they went through their warehouse to try to find as much cool product as they could to give away at the thing. They got a Sengoku driver from Kamen Rider Gaim, which is a release next month, I think.
Oh, nice.
They were able to get one early from Japan, so they brought that. So whoever won that at the team up at the meetup for the giveaway, that's an early release. Like, I don't think it's out in Japan just yet.
Nice.
That's
So they got
amazing.
like the first whatever. But yeah, it was between about 80 and 100 people showed up,
Now,
and
yes, I mean I saw pictures. And it was huge. I mean, it was pretty big.
I was in Japan last year. I went to Kamen Rider Cafe, and the people that I was visiting in Japan, they had work. It was a Monday, so I went by myself. So first off, that place is really hard to find. I got off the train. I could not find that place. So I went up there, and there's a few Americans there, and they're like in a big table, and I was by myself, and they invited me to sit with them because they heard me speak English to the waitress, and they came from, where did they come from? Washington, I think, and they were just super, like, that was their main thing. They wanted to go to that cafe, and like we went to the cafe, we had the food, everybody ordered something different. It looks cool aesthetically, the food looks cool, but the food's kind of expensive and tastes like crap. Toku, have you been there?
Okay.
I have not been to Japan, but that does seem like a restaurant that is more about the novelty than the cuisine.
Yeah. I bought a taco rice. It was taco rice, and it was,
Taco rice.
yeah, it was for, which Kamen Rider was that? It was the one where it's like animals. It's the green, yellow, and red.
Oh, O's.
Oh, so
Oh,
there
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Continue the Kamen Rider
Yeah.
talk.
So yeah, I mean there's a huge demand for. I mean, if you're flying all the way from Washington State, all the way just to Japan, just for that specific restaurant, nothing else. There's tons of things to see in Japan. Nothing else, just for that. I'm sure there's a demand for it if they were to release it on like a streaming service. What's the end game for as a writer fan for you? Would you want them to do a direct adaptation to one of their shows, or would you?
Oh God, no.
Just
See,
sub it. And
the
put it out.
problem Kamen Rider has had every time they tried to bring it to the United States as an adaptation is they try so hard to make it Power Rangers,
Oh yeah.
and every time they do that, it fails. I was just rewatching the Masked Rider episodes of Mighty Morphin the other day, just for nostalgia purposes. I was like, oh my God, this is so horrible. No wonder it failed.
Because it's so
and-
out there.
I mean, that
It is.
version
You-
of Dex was better than him in his own show.
That was still pretty bad though.
Yeah.
But and that's the biggest problem you run into, because in reading some of the past notes from the people behind Dragon Knight, that was their same thing, is that the big push was to make it a big toy push and a big toy push. And while it is a big toy push in Japan, it's a little bit different, right?
Mhm.
So I don't want to see an adaptation. I think those days are gone. I don't think anybody, because it's a different audience here, right? So it wouldn't be brought over and put on the CW, because that would make no sense. It'd be targeted to kids to sell toys.
Yeah.
And that has not worked twice before. It's not going to work a third time.
Yeah.
So while
So you're
I
saying don't touch
expect-
it.
leave that part alone. Obviously fans want stuff here subtitled officially, whether it be DVD or whether it be streaming. I think the end goal, or a cool end goal anyways, would be to have like a simulcast stream,
Yeah.
kind of like they do with anime, where they have it, air in Japan with a Japanese dub, but then it's subtitled at the same time in the US or all over the world. I think that would be a great. I mean, imagine that. Imagine to be able to just go on Saturday night and flip on, Crunchyroll or something, and you can watch the brand new episode of Kamen Rider on Crunchyroll,
Yeah.
subtitled. Like, that'd be huge.
Corey.
I think it would be cool to get product in like the hobby section of Target. I think that'd be like an ultimate win, to be able to go and get a driver, your own DX driver, just sitting there on the Target shelf. You're never going to see it in the main toy aisle or anything like that. But
Corey, real quick,
Corey,
you got a comment that's directed towards you. Ravon Cooper says, also, Corey, this is your Kamen Rider tweet. Who is that?
No, it's just someone I ran into on Twitter. I was like, oh, hey, that's like, I don't want to say he looks like me, but I'm like,
You're
I
a
do shit
doppelganger.
like that in my room when no one's around. I don't record myself, but he does that extra
He
stuff.
does. He records himself. He just doesn't release it.
He's cooler than I am. I do it with doors closed. Don't watch me more.
All right, so I do want to ask Toga Chris. We had you on last time, and we were really talking about the gloom of the Power Ranger franchise. There's positives coming out of Toy Fair, and I want to talk about that, not necessarily in detail, but I definitely want to talk about Power Rangers on the upswing.
Power Rangers, at least from a toy perspective, is
Right.
on an upswing.
Let's dive into that a little bit. Now, and you were there at Toy Fair. What was the vibe you got to make you formulate that opinion?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be completely transparent with stuff, right? And I'm not. Anyone from Hasbro, heaven forbid, is watching. Please don't mistake this as me being like, blah, 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 blah. But aside from like me, Bruno and Mia from MMPR Toys, and Lisa from No Pink Spandex, nobody else at the Power Rangers booth.
Oh, shit.
Shoot.
I mean, you had your YouTubers and your toy guys and stuff do like, oh, hey, this is so-and-so, and I'm with this YouTube channel, and we're at Power Rangers. And, for their intro, then they go take a quick look at some of the figures of the video. But as far as, like, people really wanting to dive into this stuff and all that. I mean, you had people take quick pictures and then just kind of moved on. Like if it wasn't Star Wars, Transformers, or Marvel, nobody was there. Even Ghostbusters was kind of not so busy, which surprised me because Ghostbusters is, I think those 6-inch figures look great personally. But so being at Hasbro proper, I can't say there was a ton of excitement and buzz, but they also didn't have as much. Like, I think we were spoiled last year at Toy Fair when we had like a whole freaking area that was designated to Power Rangers. This was outside the actual showroom, like the hallway leading into it. Just a little booth. Showed off some of the new Mighty Morphin stuff they're working on, showed off the Wave 5 Lightning Collection, showed off the Dragon Dagger, which, I'm going to be honest, that Dragon Dagger is pretty awesome. I'm probably going to pick that thing up.
What are the new functionalities of that Dragon Dagger that wasn't on the Bandai one, if I may ask?
So Bandai is like a prop with electronics, right? It's heavy, it's metal, it's die-cast. You push a couple buttons, it makes some sounds. Cool, done, right? Mm-hmm. Hasbro made theirs more like an actual flute that you can play, so to speak. Wow. So there's one mode where you can just push the buttons, and if you do them in the right sequence, like it'll actually play the theme, the Dragon Zord theme or whatever, and you can summon them.
Then a Dragon Zord comes out of the ground.
Yeah, so there's that mode, and then you can just skip that entirely and have the mode where you just push a button and it plays the themes for you. And then they made they call it like a remix or a DJ mode where it plays. I don't know if you remember when Hasbro first got the brand, they were pumping out like these Mighty Morphin remix theme songs or whatever.
Yeah, on iTunes. Yeah, I do remember this.
They put out like 2 and then they never put out any more. Well, it turns out they put them all on the Dragon Dagger. You can actually go through and push the buttons. You can go ahead and push the buttons and get like the dance version, the hip hop version, or a rock version, and then it lights up like that one episode.
Did you get your hands on it? Did you get to carry it?
No, we weren't supposed to touch it. I know other people did, but they always say like you cannot touch this. Okay. So I tried to honor that because I don't want to.
From the looks of it, it's all plastic.
Yeah, it's going to be lightweight. It's not going to be as heavy as the Dragon Dagger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's different enough that, in my opinion, that I'm like, I kind of want that.
And for $60, right? It's $60, isn't that bad?
Yeah, like $59.99 or something. Like you really can't go wrong. Is it as cool as the Dragon Dagger? No, you'll probably use the Dragon Dagger from Bandai, the Legacy one, as your cosplay or the one you leave on the shelf.
Yeah.
The Hasbro one is the one you're going to sit like on the couch and just like screw around with for a while.
We got a question for you, Toku Chris. How about that Zeo Megazord that Toku Chris had posted?
Oh, that thing that just came out of like the Melbourne Toy Fair tonight.
Oh, is there more to that? Because I remember there was a Target scan that you had posted about a week ago. But
it was the day after the Hasbro presentation, because that was the big joke, was that Hasbro got through Toy Fair like, whew, okay, we made it, and then like literally the very next day, like more stuff starts leaking out. So that price tag is a UPC code printed out as a price label tag from Toys R Us Canada. And it's a 12-inch Zeo Megazord for like $89 or something.
That's a lot.
And then today at Melbourne Toy Fair in Australia, someone posted a picture of said Zeo Megazord. And it looks really cool. It's got like articulated fingers and stuff, but it from what people that are there said, the reps said, is that it is a non-transforming toy. It's basically a 12-inch $60 action figure.
I was excited.
So that's the one that's at that price point for like $80 roughly.
Yeah, that was Canadian dollars or whatever. But yeah, that would appear to be what it is. Now, does it have lights and sound, electronics? I have no idea. I have no info on that toy.
Changeable helmets, though. I saw they had all the helmets.
It does have. I mean, it looks really, really good. It's just now you have to ask yourself: do you want to buy a 12-inch Megazord that doesn't transform?
Yeah, I have the original, but I'm missing some of the helmets, and the helmets are expensive on eBay.
I mean, that's one thing. Like, I love like the Super Sentai Robos. Like, I want to buy them, but then I also buy Transformers. And one time, the thing that I always hesitate buying like a Megazord and stuff like that is because they don't fucking pose. They're just a brick robot. So like I'm kind of low key interested in like a posable Megazord.
Well, Corey, you just have to pretend that you're buying an 80s Transformer when you buy a Bandai Megazord.
Hey.
Oh,
I feel like with my G1 Kira Majin or whatever.
I do want to talk about more of the toys in general. I don't want to go into detail of stuff we talked about, but I do want to talk about the upswing of Power Ranger figures. Like we had said earlier, that Power Rangers, at least toy-wise, is going to do very well. Let's expand on that a little bit without getting into too much detail. Power Rangers has been at the very least, a struggling brand since it's been acquired. And at least in an overview, why would you expect it to be a brand that Hasbro's putting a lot of eggs in a basket towards?
Well, I mean, the narrative changes a lot with more information that comes out, right? So going into Toy Fair, we were like, oh, are they going to invest in Power Rangers or are they not? Because we didn't know if they had renewed their deal with Disney for Star Wars and Marvel, which it came out right before Toy Fair that they did. So we know that Hasbro's going to continue making, Marvel Legends and the Star Wars Black Series. All that stuff's going to continue on. So the question just kind of became like, well, what's the incentive to kind of keep this brand going? And I don't have any, I don't have inside information or anything like that. And if I did, I couldn't share it. But I'm telling you right now, I don't. But for whatever reason, I think the shakeup we saw when we talked a couple weeks ago or whatever, with the team moving back to Rhode Island and changing all the toy team and stuff like that. I think that was a shakeup designed to try to invest some new blood into the brand. So I think before what you had was cherry picking people off of other teams to put them on the Power Rangers toy team and, hey, go make toys. And now I think what you're going to see is a more invested and a more focused direction on what they want to do. So I think you see the beginning of that with all this Mighty Morphin stuff starting to pop out.
So the Bloom and Gloom was actually, Bloom and Doom was actually for a greater purpose. With essentially what you're saying is it's for a greater purpose to make sure Power Rangers is going down the right track as we head towards the future.
Well, yeah, I think you still have this movie potentially coming out, and I think what you're seeing, like I said, with that push back in the Mighty Morphin, that kind of reinforces that idea of creating that evergreen branding, where you have everyone knows who the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are, so you're going to stick with that kind of. Because there's no other reason to release Mighty Morphin, right? Like, why would you release Mighty Morphin toys? A Megazord that transforms and these weird Morphin figures. Now we're getting a Zeo Megazord. Like, what are they doing? Because none of that stuff is supposedly targeted to us.
Right.
But what are they doing with it? That's the part that raises some questions. But at the same time, I think it's important to remember, if you look at Hasbro and you look at all the brands that they have, there's a lot of product that comes out that's not necessarily by Hasbro.
Right.
But it's licensed out. And walking Toy Fair, I can tell you that there was no licensed Power Rangers merch other than Jada Toys anywhere on that show floor. So no one was showcasing like upcoming Power Rangers product that they had licensed. Like, oh, we got the license to do, pop vinyls or whatever. Like, none of that was out there to show. That doesn't mean that it's not coming, though. Not saying pop vinyls are coming. I'm not. As far as I know, you will never get another Funko Pop Power Ranger as long as Hasbro keeps trying to figure out how to compete with Funko. But
I'm gonna kind of go through a couple things real quick before we wrap out. Number one thing is you talked about the figures. I mean the toys. I think that we're in a good space there. Let's move on to the comics real quick. There's a lot of changes that are going to be going on there. The comics, Boom Studios comics. A lot of people were really afraid that when Melissa Flores left, that would change. Are you as confident in the Boom Studios series?
I'm confident in Ryan Parrott.
Yeah, I agree. I am 100% with that.
I am 100% confident in him. I'm 100% confident in Daphne, one of the editors over there. And I don't think that the two of them would change everything about the comic book because Melissa's gone. And I wish Melissa was still there. I do, but I still have a lot of faith in that. I have question marks. I mean, they've always knocked it out of the park with artists, but with Daniele leaving the book after issue 50, and they haven't yet named who's going to take over the artist role. I have some ideas who it might be, but I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, they teased, because what was it? It was at some comic book, like meeting or something where Boom Studios is like pitching stuff to comic book retailers. And they basically teased everything that they're doing for the rest of the year. And they didn't announce it at Toy Fair, which is weird. So there's huge shakeups coming. Like you have Ranger Slayer #1 coming out in June.
Yep.
and then you have a limited series of a story taking place kind of in that coinless world.
Yep.
The Shattered Grid coinless world. And then in October, like apparently this huge publishing shakeup for Power Rangers in general. Like a story that changes the entire publishing scheme, which I predicted was a renumbering, so going back to number 1.
Right.
But starting like with a whole new universe or something. So I don't know, but they announced all that through this comic book convention thing, so to speak, for retailers.
Now going on to the TV side of things, Power Rangers, Ryu Soldier, or not Power Rangers, Ryu Soldier. Ryu Soldier is going to be adapted as the next season. And from what we've seen that was released by No Pink Spandex, it's still going to be in New Zealand. Chat me up. What do you think that we can expect from that series, and where do you think the direction is going with that? By the way, let me preface it with sitting in that theater room, right, for that brand presentation that they live streamed. Every single graphic in that theater was the Entertainment One logo, with a Hasbro property and an Entertainment One property sharing the same picture. Whatever they're doing now, I believe, honestly, is just a holdover until they get the ball rolling, so to speak, with Entertainment One.
Ooh.
So I think
it's like
this Ryu Soldier adaptation, I don't know. I mean, we don't know anything about it. We don't know if it's going to be for 1 year. We don't know if it's going to be 2 years. We don't know.
We don't.
So it's going to be a holding.
But
it's going to be a holding pattern until they've.
I think this is truly just let's do one more until we get all our ducks in a row, so to speak. Because it sounds like, just from all the stuff they talked about, man, Entertainment One is where they're doing everything going forward.
Now let's speculate about something. And all 4 of us can speculate on this. Where after the Ryu Soldier adaptation, whether it be 1 season or 2 seasons, where do you see the franchise going? We're going to start with you, Corey.
Like I said on the last show, I feel like the Ryu Soldier adaptation is like the make or break. Like when they do get things set with the new production company, like if it does good, they'll make another one. But if it doesn't, I'm sure they already have Plan B ready to go.
Jezzer?
I think an animated series is where we're going to go.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I think it's going to be an animated series that really sparks the interest again. What about you, Toku Chris?
I also think that the future is going to be animated, and I don't think it matters what Ryu Soldier does. Just kind of like I mentioned the other day, I don't, because we stress about TV ratings, right? Like, what was it? Season 2 Beast Morphers, the premiere was like the lowest watched premiere of all time for Power Rangers. I don't think Hasbro cares.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think they care about the ratings for Beast Morphers at all. I don't think they care about the toy sales for it at all, and I think that was evident at Toy Fair.
Nice.
I think what they do care about, I don't even think they really care that much about Ryu Soldier. I think they do to an extent. It's a new show. They got to get, retailers to buy the stuff, but I don't think that's where their mind is set. I think they are looking beyond Ryu Soldier. I think right now they're looking at 2022 and 2023, and I think they're making moves for that, and I think everything we're going to get now and in 2021 is just to tide over to 2022 because we're supposed to get a movie.
That's right.
And that will be the make or break. And if that fails, then we're in trouble. But I think everything right now is just kind of either a holdover or a slight buildup for whatever they're going to do with the movie.
I was just in a discussion about this movie today, and I think I completely agree with you. I think there's a lot of eggs in that basket. But Toku Chris, thank you so much for your time. We love talking to you. And I love talking to you personally because you have so much insight. But thank you so much for your time. And where can everybody find you on your websites and on your social media?
Yeah, so my personal is at Toku Chris on Twitter. You can find my site, the Power Ranger stuff. It's Power Ranger site. Just take the vowels out of Power Ranger, so PWRRNGR site. PWRNGR.com for the website, and then you can also find me at Toku Nation on social media and the website. Thank you guys again for letting me call in. It's always a blast talking to you.
Yeah, we love it.
I think people would lose their mind if they could ever be a fly on the wall for one of our conversations, but
that's a true story. That is actually a true story.
Sometime in the future, Joe, when stuff breaks out, we'll have to come back and revisit. Be like, hey, remember when we talked about that?
No joke.
Here's the thing. Why don't you guys record it? Don't release it, and then
I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit too. Is that Toku Chris was actually one of the biggest factors, along with somebody else, I'm not going to say their name because I don't know if they want me to say it, biggest factors into the Ryu Soldier, us breaking that Ryu Soldier story. Because we all had different pieces of information at that. So
we should have just had a group chat because I remember talking about that.
We really should have. We really should have. 'Cause we were attacking that from all angles. But thank you so much. We
literally have almost everything covered. But yeah, thank you guys so much, Jezer, Corey. Thank you guys, Joe.
Bye.
Pleasure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later.
We'll talk to you soon. Jezer, now that we have the Hulk contained, you have a calmer, simpler Jezer. Where can everybody find you in social media?
All social media, Jezer Zeus.
Corey, where can people find you besides when you're playing with your toys?
Jesus, why you have to say it like that? IG, YouTube, and Twitter, C Gibson Rex.
You can find me at Joe Illuminerdi on all social media. I believe, is it later today that they're going to do the Final Fantasy? It's Final Fantasy on Twitch. Final Fantasy 7, and it's mismarketed. It shouldn't be too old, guys. It's just two guys reliving nostalgia of Final Fantasy 7. So if you're a Final Fantasy 7 fan, go search out.
It would be funny if it was two old guys like that we pulled from like.
It definitely would be from like an old folks home. But check it out. They're going to be replaying the nostalgia that is Final Fantasy 7. Now there's a big Final Fantasy 7. It's not a reboot. What would you call that? A reissue? I don't know what it is. Reboot,
it's not. Right? It's not a reboot. It's a revamp version.
Revamp, yeah.
Remake.
So there's going to be a remake of Final Fantasy 7 coming out, but they're going to give you the essentials of what Final Fantasy 7 is and why.
And they have to beat it in 7 weeks. So let's see if they can actually do it.
So join us over on Twitch for that. We appreciate you guys. And also tomorrow, the Retro Ranger wrap-up is going to be back with Elle, Daniel, and Josh diving through Power Rangers in space.
Did you guys do Turtles already?
They did the Turtle episode. They did that. They're going to be diving in Power Rangers in space, one of the better seasons of Power Rangers. And also March 15th, if you are here in the Southern California area, we have Derek Stephen Prince, voice actor of Elgar. We are going to be doing a live Q&A with him. He's going to be talking about breaking into voice acting. Now, a lot of you guys don't know this. He was also the voice of Uryu from Bleach, and he's done Digimon Fusion, tons of voice acting work.
Digimon.
He is going to help you guys break into voice acting. So if you're in the Southern California area, come to the Comic Bug in Manhattan Beach. We're also going to try to live stream that panel. So if you are wherever you are in the United States and the world, and you want to break into voice acting, this is the guy that you want to listen to. That's going to be on March 15th. Now, we have a whole plethora of new shows coming your way. Stay tuned right here to the Illuminerdi, and we're dropping news stories every single day on theilluminerdi.com. Again, that is theilluminerdi.com. Now, check it out, and also hit your notification buttons right here on YouTube so you can know when we go live all the time. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And tune in tomorrow for the Retro Range wrap-up, and later tonight on Twitch for Final Fantasy VII Replay. Thank you guys so much.